10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way.
They say the grass is greener where you water it. For me, that means being loyal, putting in the work, and being part of a community that raised me. Fairway, your home court advantage.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic postgame show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. Chelsea Poppens is joining me in the Northwest Bank studios. I'm going to shout out our sponsors before we get to it. Shout out to Karl Auto Group. They are the presenting sponsor all year long. They are amazing Cyclone Fanatic fans and Iowa State Cyclone fans. And so we love Karl Auto Group. Shout out to them and our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery. You probably got to go do some grocery shopping this week. So the best place to check it out is Fairway. Go get your grocery shopping done. All right, West Virginia hands Iowa State their third loss in a row, 83-70. It was a tough game. Obviously, AJ was out, and we found out Addie is out. So, Chelsea, what are your thoughts? Like, we're obviously trying to stay positive, but it is tough before we started recording. Lots of turnovers. Just West Virginia is a good team, but in my opinion, not good enough to beat Iowa State at Hilton. So kind of what are your thoughts right off the bat?
Thoughts right off the bat is that those having Addie and Ariana out is a big problem for Iowa State. I mean, the stats aren't pretty. On a positive note, leading with the positive, I like our free throw percentage better.
so much better than last game.
So much better than the last couple games, 95%. But we really got beat on turnovers. I mean, that wasn't great. For turnovers, it was 25-16 with Jada having 9 of them. That's a problem when our guard is not getting a lot of points. She only had 7, and then having 9 turnovers and not taking care of the ball. Yes, West Virginia played really good defense, but not good enough defense for our main guard to have 9 turnovers. And it's not just this game, but it was the last couple games too, with a lot of turnovers and reckless handling of the ball. And then the other thing I noticed is, like, we usually beat teams points in the paint. It was 44-20. So West Virginia 44 to our 20, like that's also a problem. And they had more looks at the basket than us, because they were 33 out of 65 from the field goal, and we were 21 for 46. Like, we're not getting enough looks at the basket. Like, we've discussed this as an issue in the last couple of games, is not enough other players are looking to score. Not enough other players are creating baskets for themselves, but also for other teammates. We're not getting the looks. And for us to not have those looks, like, I mean, until other people have the confidence to create plays and Jada is able to handle the ball, like, we're not going to be able to compete without Addie and Ariana on the court. And so, I mean, we're going to have to adjust. Coach Finley's going to have to get on other players. I mean, I was happy to see, sorry, I'm just going on a tangent.
Keep going. Yeah.
I was happy to see Reagan stepping up with 11 points and playing with a bit more confidence when Jada wasn't producing. And so that was positive, at least for future games. Maybe she'll take that confidence and be that type of player that we need her to be.
I loved the way she played, and I know we kind of shout her out in some of the other bench players, but we don't know with these injuries from Iowa State, like, how long these players will be out. And so it's not a conversation anymore where we can be like, oh yeah, like, shout out to these bench players, way to step up. It's like, they have to step up. Mm-hmm. It seems like Iowa State doesn't really have any other options. And so we're probably going to see people who don't get a lot of playing time get a lot more. I think the announcer said that Reagan was averaging 9 minutes a game. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to see that increase a little bit, and we might see some other players as well.
Yeah. I mean, even on Alyssa Williams was 16 minutes, like that's big time, but she needs to do something with those minutes.
Yeah.
That's the other area. Like in the last couple games, we've really fallen short in rebounding for a team with like Audie Crooks down low and other players. Like we need to be rebounding so much better. And even just getting beat tonight on the rebounds, like that's an area that we need to clean up, as well as the turnovers and as well as getting more looks on the good looks on the hoop too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And also, like, Audie can't, although it seems like she can be the superstar every game, because she puts up 20 points easily, like, there's more film, there's more ways that teams know how to stop her down low. So other people have to step up and other people have to be able to shoot well so that it opens her up down low better. And I just feel like we haven't really been seeing that much since the beginning of the season.
No, we need to see that in and out game. We need to see people handling Jada handling the ball, getting into the lane, creating opportunities for people on the arc. Even we had a lot of lobs to Audie that were just a hope and a prayer. We're like,
Yes.
oh, like let's just do this because it's robotic and it's because like it's our go-to and nothing else is working. And she was God will it, she was catching it sometimes, but other times she was catching it with two people on her and it wasn't the right look at the basket, in my personal opinion. Like other people should be shooting if someone's double teamed. Like that means somebody else is open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like if we can't just fall back on what we're used to anymore, especially with these changes and injuries. Like we need to create opportunities where we haven't looked before. And other people have to just take them.
I'm hoping that we do see that because there's a few times where it looks like these Iowa State players are stressed out when Audie is getting doubled and they almost don't know what to do with the ball as if they're not prepared for her to not be opened. But like they're good enough to hit the threes and do something differently.
Yeah, I would say that starts in practice. Like they need to start practicing other plays, other opportunities, with the assumption that these other opposing teams are going to start doing what Baylor did or what Cincinnati did, and copy and paste it for their own defense and offensive play. And so, like, we just need to do that in practice, just so those other players like understand that they have the green light to shoot. They have the green light to create plays outside of just tossing it into Audie down low. They have the opportunity to drive into the lane with Audie relocating. Like, we haven't seen a whole lot of that displacement and movement on the court so far this season. And I think that's an area for opportunity.
It's a great area for opportunity too, not just if like Audie isn't making shots or that the other team's doubling her, but also like we saw it today, her getting in foul trouble a little bit and having to be on the bench more than we kind of thought she would. Especially if Williams isn't doing much when she comes in for Audie. So it's kind of like a little adjustment. I was really hoping this was the game that, they were gonna get back on. Yes, because I mean I love again, like shout out Reagan. That was every time she got the ball, I felt so confident in her, which is exciting because truly she is going to have to step up these next couple of games with injuries. And I mean,
and that's exactly what we need. That's the type of player we need. Like we talked about this the last time, like players on the bench or who don't see these type of minutes, they need to like get excited about this. They can't be down about other players getting hurt because at the end of the day, they're competing against those players for playing time. And so for seeing Reagan come out with like some spirit and some energy and just like seize the opportunity to get more points and play the game that she knows how to play, but maybe hasn't had the opportunity to do that. And so those other players, even like Sydney Harris, it's nice to see her with 15 points in 30 minutes. I think she could play a more optimized game. I think she hasn't had those minutes, so she hasn't had to figure that out quite yet this season, but I think she can do better. And this is just the start of it. Other players like with Beatty with 28, I think there's a lot of other players coming off the bench that are still kind of figuring it out, but I think they will if they keep getting these type of minutes, because we don't know how long Ariana is going to be out. We don't know how long Addie's going to be out. So the opportunity will kind of persist.
how do these players, stay positive? Because I mean, with social media now and 3 losses in a row, especially to teams that they probably shouldn't have lost to, how do they stay motivated, stay positive? There's still a lot of season left.
I mean, it's the only thing you can do. And if you're going to be a leader on this team, you can't hang your head. You have to look into the next game. You can't, you can learn from mistakes, but you got to be optimistic because there's a lot of season left. There's a lot of games left. And it would be a really long season if every player just hung their head and kind of just decided with Addie and Ariana out, like, oh, what's the point? But there's opportunity. So I think as we kind of like move on to these next games, you'll see leaders take shape and leaders step up, because that's what we need right now. We need Jada to stop hanging her head, not dwelling on these last 3 games, and show up as a leader, the leader we need, with optimism in herself and her teammates. So
yeah, and I want to see people step up in different ways, because no one's going to replace the way that Addie leads or that AJ leads. I want to see just like them and be themselves, play the way that they want to do, play the way that they want to play, but also just be the leader that maybe Iowa State hasn't seen, and maybe it'll have a different outcome. So
yeah, I mean, we see in the comments like we need Hair to step up. I think she has all the potential and ability to step up, and so that's like, if Jada's not producing as much as she should, I think that leaves an opportunity for Hair to do her thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much opportunity out there, and I hope the players on the bench sees it, because this is exactly what they need to get out there, get their minutes, and play the basketball that they want to play. I will say, like, yes, it's nice to have Addie producing and Audie doing her thing, but like, if it's the same game every single time, it gets a little bit boring.
right. Look at that optimism.
It's a little exciting to see Iowa State play a different way. I know last season was a little bit of a struggle, so I think just having a different style of play this season will be kind of nice.
Yeah, and it's only going to make those players that will be back here next year even better, because they're getting more playing time, they're getting more opportunities. So just optimism, excitement, joy. They take on Colorado on Wednesday, January 14th. So tune back in for that. It's going to be a new game. We're pumped. We're excited. Thanks for joining me on this post-game, Chelsea. Shout out Aiden for producing. Shout out Karl Auto Group and Fairway Meat and Grocery. Thanks for tuning in, guys.